Well, good Monday morning, Alaska. We are expecting to see warmer temperatures taking hold across the state. Already beginning to see that across south central and then through the rest of the state. As you head through the interior out towards the slope, we're going to begin to gradually see those warmer conditions take hold here over the next couple of days. Let's give you one quick look of what we're seeing outside before we take a look at those current wind chills. You can see overall those clouds beginning to break across south central, and we will see the return to some sunshine throughout the afternoon hours. This will be a break in the activity that we did see through the overnight hours for coastal regions and western parts of the Kenai, which did manage to see some of that snowfall. But as far as what we are dealing with this morning, you can see wind chills. Feels like 9 here in Anchorage, 29 in Kodiak, as well as Yakutat. Notice the Gulf Coast region actually seeing the warmer conditions as you head through the interior out towards areas of the Brooks Range. Still holding on to some of those frigid wind chills where it feels like 15 below in Fairbanks and 45 below in Anaktuvik. But we are expected to see those warmer conditions. They will arrive through the week as well, although more so towards the middle and the end of the week for the rest of the state. Temperature-wise, you can see many areas about 5 to 25 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. One of the only exceptions is out towards the Aleutians, where temperatures today are actually going to top out near freezing. This is the first true cold snap that the Aleutians have seen so far this season, and that comes as colder air is continuing to stream into the region. Very short-lived cold snap, because later this week we will see those highs for you topping back out near 40 degrees. But the overall trend we're talking about for the state as a whole is a rapid warming trend that will carry us through a large portion of this week and may last well into next week as well. Now, as far as what we're dealing with when it comes to those storms, we do have 2 areas we're watching. One out towards the Aleutians, that's keeping some snow in the forecast, where we could see 3 to 5 inches out towards the Pribilofs, while the Aleutians themselves may see about 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. Of course, the bigger concern is out towards southeast, where we're continuing to see the remnants of that winter storm that we did see for the weekend. So let's go ahead and break that down for you, what we're dealing with for the Panhandle. You can see that winter storm. Yes, it is winding down. We have a winter weather advisory as well as a winter storm warning. This is primarily for locations along and north of Juneau. Meanwhile, as you head out towards the southern inner channels, there is some flood advisories that are in effect, and this is due to the fact that since Saturday, areas surrounding Ketchikan have seen 7+ inches of rainfall, with an additional 1 to 3 inches to be expected today. So very heavy rain at times will lead to some loose soil. So you certainly want to make sure that you stay away from some of those slopes and, of course, some of those low-lying areas that tend to typically flood when you deal with those inundation of those rain showers. So again, continuing to hold on to additional snow in some of those areas north of Juneau. This is where we will see an additional 1 to 7 inches of snowfall. Now, with that said, we're certainly going to begin to watch where that rain snow line, because it will inch its way farther north. Practically everyone across southeast will see that return to all rain as the week progresses and we tap into those warmer conditions. Juneau already dealing with that transition where we're holding on to more in the way of a freezing rain event. North of that, still holding on to snowfall, but again, through the day we're going to see that rain snow line beginning to inch its way closer to the north. Meanwhile, as you head south of Juneau, this is where we're holding on to that heavy rainfall and some gusty winds. That will stick around through the day, although it will lighten up somewhat this evening before our next storm system builds out of the Pacific Ocean into the Gulf of Alaska. Now, the low itself will make an approach towards Kodiak, where we could see 1 to 2 inches of rain tomorrow, as well as some gusty winds. But notice out towards southeast, widespread rain, and yes, some areas of wintry mix to be expected. Best chance for snow as we welcome in our Tuesday really will be for the Klondike Highway, the Haines Highway. The icy straight corridor may see more in the way of a wintry mix, and of course those higher elevations will hold on to that better potential of seeing some snow. Even here in South Central, we'll tap into that rain and snowfall as we welcome in our Tuesday and Wednesday, although most locations will see rain, and that's largely due to the warmer air that we're going to see build in across the state. We're certainly going to be talking about temperatures later this week topping out near freezing. So we'll be breaking down all of that here over the next few minutes, but that cold air that we've been talking about that was with us last week and through the weekend again, that frigid air, that's being eroded away. It's pushing off to the northeast here over the next couple of days. Still cold for the interior through at least tomorrow, and then those temperatures are set to climb into the teens later this week. Here in South Central, you can see that nosing of warmer air that's going to continue to lead to those temperatures steadily warming. We're talking about by Wednesday, mid-30s for inland. Coastal regions may be sitting in the upper 30s and the lower 40s. Largely absent from the state is any significant cold as we welcome in the middle of this week. A few locations, though, will still remain on the colder side as you head out towards Eagle, Fort Yukon, and then parts of the slope as you head north of the Brooks Range will continue to hold on to some of those colder conditions. But the state as a whole will see that warmer weather taking hold. So looking at that snow total forecast as warmer conditions build back in across the state, nothing significant for South Central or the interior, but again, we will see an additional 1 to 7 inches of snowfall out towards parts of the northern panhandle. And again, that's continues through the remainder of today. We'll see the bulk of those winter weather alerts expire by noon, if not noon, by 6 p.m. this evening. And then into Wednesday, you can see some light activity expected to build north into the interior as it pushes over the Brooks or over the Alaska range, but not expecting anything. Little to no accumulation expected with this system as it pushes northward. Here across South Central, you can see overnight on into tomorrow, fairly quiet as that system we were dealing with this morning that is pushed off towards the west. But as we begin to tap into that moisture that's going to build into the Gulf of Alaska as we welcome in our Tuesday and Wednesday, notice those snowfall totals increasing. Best chance for snow will be across the eastern Kenai through Turnagain Pass. Very brief opportunity at that as well, because as that warmer air rides over the colder conditions at the surface, that's going to lead to a freezing rain event that's going to take hold across parts of South Central. So be prepared for that tomorrow as that warmer air overrides the cold air that we have at the surface, as we will see that transition take place. Now, higher elevations of the Chugach Range and, of course, higher elevations of Turnagain Pass may see more in the way of that snowfall. Anchorage and surrounding locations will largely be void from most of this rain and wintry mix that we will see as we welcome in Tuesday. However, with that said, tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours, we'll see a brief opportunity for some light freezing rain to occur, but once downslope winds take effect, we'll see us potentially dry out, and we'll stay on the drier side for the rest of the week. So it's really coastal regions that will tap into those warmer, the better chance for that rain and snow. Looking at the temperature outlook across the state as we welcome in the next week to week and a half, there it is, rapid warming trend that's going to take hold. And again, here in South Central, once those temperatures climb near freezing, which will likely occur by Wednesday, we'll see that temperatures daily staying in the low to mid 30s, likely into next week as well. So this warming trend will stay with us for quite some time, even into the interior, where we're going to be talking about temperatures breaking zero as early as Wednesday. So this is that 7-day forecast for Fairbanks. You can see 9 below today, 1 below tomorrow. So there's the rapidly warming conditions. This coming from that bitter cold that we did see through the weekend. By week's end, there will be some locations through the interior that top out in the lower 20s. So we'll be watching that, and of course by Tuesday night and Wednesday, can't rule out a few light snow showers for parts of the interior, but the overall trend is fairly dry for much of Fairbanks and surrounding locations. That afternoon highs across the state today: 15 in Ukqiavik, 14 in Nome, 8 in Bethel, and again, cold weather expected for the Aleutians with highs near freezing. By Wednesday, we'll see those highs back in the mid to upper 30s, and by week's end, near 40 degrees. And that battle of two air masses out towards southeast will eventually see that warm air win out. So those winter storm warnings again expire later this evening with an additional 1 to 7 inches of snowfall, and then more rain expected through the rest of the week. And then here it is across South Central, that 7-day chance for some PM mix tomorrow. And again, that will include that chance for some freezing rain. So be prepared for that possibility. Not everyone will see it, but that chance is there tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours. And then there's those temperatures quickly warming near or above freezing later this week. Overnight lows sitting in the upper 20s. So we'll also be talking about the possibility for some avalanche concerns as this warmer temperatures remaining with us. Notice by Sunday, we are sitting at freezing, and into next week, we'll likely see those daily highs hover anywhere from 30 to 35 degrees with overnight lows in the teens and 20s. And looking at the rest of December, I will go ahead and going to tell you that a good portion of the state will likely continue to hold on to these above average temperatures. That does not mean that we're not going to see some cold snaps here and there, but overall, largely expecting most of the state to remain above average as we welcome in the rest of December. Of course, we'll continue to iron out those details as each storm system continues to evolve through the next couple of weeks. But giving you one more look of what we're seeing as you step outside, and well, we've got those clouds beginning to break. Sunshine returns throughout the afternoon hours, but clouds do build back in as we welcome in our Wednesday. We'll have more coming up in the noon show as well as in the evening newscast. For now, have a great Monday and stay safe on the roads.